All right, we live now.
Live streaming?
I'm Matthew Gonzalez. We got Connor.
Now you gotta pass it to me.
Yeah, we got.
That point. No, you gotta point it. You gotta like slide it. Like horizontal. Like pass it to me. Like on the camera.
I'm not getting video feed. Stream is offline.
Dude, nobody would even know that this is behind.
Oh wait, okay. Video's on. Video's up. It's running. Yeah, it's on.
Alright, welcome. Welcome, my brother.
Alright.
This is the first official Zeitgeist heavy stream.
It's working? 100%?
100.
Alright.
I'm Matthew Gonzalez. We got 100 Stewies. Connor. We got Sekendo. For the three main people, but we have another guy who couldn't make it.
Yeah. Turn the fucking music off.
I thought it'd be good for effects. I thought it'd be good for effects.
Yeah, when the little live stream came on, it was like a producer tag. It had the lady voice too.
I know. It sounded so
cool. It went beep boop. All right. It actually timed well.
Yeah. I wonder if that guy's gonna rejoin because we did the stream before.
So.
All right.
He's giving us a little conversation too.
Yeah. So this is the first live stream. I'm gonna try to do more after this. Maybe switch it up, put a couple more people on. Today we're just gonna shoot the shit. We're gonna talk about ourselves a little bit. We're gonna keep it 100 with you guys. We're not gonna talk about anything that's gonna go over your heads. Nothing too complicated, but yeah, I'm the main guy who basically runs the channel. And then we got 100 Stewies. You should introduce yourself.
All right.
You help me with writing stuff sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm Connor. Me and Matt have known each other for like what, 3 years now? I would say.
Yeah.
Good 3 years. Yeah. I don't know. We're just like we're good buddies. As far as like actual work stuff is concerned, yeah, I kind of just help with writing. Yeah, I'm just the ideas guy. I'm not too good with any kind of like the only medium I can really do anything is just writing stuff. So I kind of just let the other guys do all the all the making. I want to find some kind of niche, but like
we'll get there. You're also tech support too.
Oh yeah, I guess I got that tech support. Crespin fucking solos me there.
Yeah, and then Crespin, I've known Crespin since like 2020, right?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I don't even remember how we met. I know Mitchell put you into the fold somehow, but apart from that, it's kind of weird.
I was just posting on Instagram and I followed Mitchell, and then Mitchell
like whipping past everybody else. So, but yeah, talk about yourself a little bit.
I just like computer stuff, and I like to read a little bit, and I like editing videos and weird music stuff. I'm not as well read as Matthew or Connor are, but my education background is like weird shit.
I don't know Crespin. You probably have read a lot more than me. You'd be surprised.
Nah, bro.
You post mad links, dude. What you don't read those or something?
No.
You found like a link repository and he like slowly empties it like every month.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll send an article and I've only kind of given it,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, sometimes that it's going to be good. So why pretend?
Yeah.
What are you guys into?
You gotta be efficient. Okay. There's no sacred goats. Okay. there's no idols when it comes to all right when it comes to getting work done and solving fucking every problem in the world.
What are you guys into, Connor? What are you into?
All right, yeah. Fuck. I don't know. I like I like electronics and computer stuff. Kind of like Crespin as well. I don't know. What would my biggest interest? Honestly, I don't know. I would probably say, I guess like I suppose you call it like sociology, like kind of just cultural studies. Like I like reading about history, but I like thinking about it in very um, like relatable like modern contexts. I know that sounds kind of soy, and I don't mean to try and like say that everybody. Oh yeah, it's exact. Everybody's been the exact same forever, but just I guess you just call it like comparative history. But yeah, that's what I think about the most. I kind of just study stuff that I think I'm interested in, and I don't know. I'll find my my bag eventually.
Yeah,
I kind of try and keep it broad. So
I have like a keen interest in history, anthropology, theology, philosophy mainly. I'm completely deficient in like every other subject. I failed math in kindergarten, first grade. I don't really know how to do anything else, but I think I'm a keen reader. I feel like I have a good ability to absorb stuff extremely quickly.
you can draw things too.
Yeah, and I can draw stuff. So yeah, I guess that's what I do. I'm mainly a writer and a visual artist, and I do music stuff too. But I mainly just read and write. I'm completely tech illiterate, so Connor and Crespin basically helped me out with all of that because like that's an alien world to me, and because I'm interested in history and theology and philosophy, Connor is a very useful bridge because he's into comp sci STEM stuff. So it's a very good bridge, and we have very fruitful conversations because we both kind of complete each other in like different ways. It's very interesting. Like, and that's why like in future streams, we'll talk about more stuff. Like, what were some of the stuff we said we were going to talk about in the future?
I suppose I think the first thing is kind of just giving people an idea of like I don't know what I know what you'd call like our theory, how we feel like about geopolitics, how we feel theologically. You know what I mean? Just give people an idea of like our kind of operating principles, and save like more specific like manifestations of that for later. You know what I mean? Just give people like a good idea, like what we so they can kind of guess what we would say about any given subject. Anyway.
Yeah. And Crespin is also very keen on understanding geopolitics, different cultures. I don't watch the news anymore. I just let Crespin tell me what's happening in the world, basically, and it's way better. Me and Crespin, we like to kind of read. We like to read like stuff happening, or we look at like historical events, and then we try to almost like discern like a typology or like network of symbolism that undergirds it. Because I think it's far less that there are people in the world planning and dictating every single kind of thing happening in the world, and I think it's much more providential. I feel like people trying to understand
it's very literate.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's very literary. There's a lot. I'd say like there's lots of narratives. There's like schools of thought. And
it definitely transcends past like just human discernment for sure. You know what I mean? Like
even if it is kind of happening like that, In the end, it's just a bunch of rich people who are like weird, where they'll have like their own different kind of visions, their own different values. They're all like competing for like, no, you should do this thing because I like it better. Actually, it'll help you more. And they're all like, there's like a higher lobby, and they're all kind of like they have like their own like weird round table, and there's a million different round tables, and they're all like competing against each other. Uh, but even if they were unified, it would still be used for providence by God. It would still be whatever things that they would try to do would be turned around on them, and it would turn out for something good, even if they tried to do something bad.
Definitely.
And
And
something.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Something I would say also, it may seem like a very mysterious, like, kind of topic, and something that you would think you have no idea about, and it's like, oh man, like, give me the names and everything, and like you really want to get an idea of like the silhouette of like this secret world, but like people talk about like the not necessarily like these societies, but like these general forces. When you talk about like when you talk about what I would say today is like a modern like cultural like myth, or just I know, just like a recurring theme. For example, I can't think of an example, but generally what I'm trying to say is, because these are such like higher order, these are such like higher order, entities that we see. They're built off of like they're like the very like they're the top layer of I guess what you would call like they're at the top of like a kind of, I guess, just like economic and like power hierarchy in a very
Oh, we lost.
is like an average Joe citizen.
Oh, you might be getting.
You're just cutting out a little bit.
I think you're getting better.
Am I back?
Hello.
Talk
a little more. Let's see.
My shit's yelling right now. Here. Let me cut my camera.
Okay. Hey, you got the.
All right, there you go.
All right. What were you saying?
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling because I can't find the words. But basically, as like an average Joe, as long as you're like well steeped in like your culture, and your culture isn't like terribly isolated, and it's generally like kept up to date, and like it's fluid. You know what I mean? I would say like an example of a culture that isn't fluid would be like and like one that's stagnant would be like if you're Native American and you follow like the Native religion.
Yeah, if you're like an indigenous person, like Canada or whatever, like even the religion is like completely post-historical and just like
it's a blind, like that's a blind vantage point, and I think it's like while you can say the most, I'd say most vantage points, all vantage points that aren't like that don't like point to God are obviously going to be relativistic in some sense. They're at least like legitimized by being affiliated with a bunch of other cultural perspectives, whereas like the Native religion, especially now, is like it's in an entirely like dead branch of like whatever thought kind of preceded it, and it's like there's no it's not in touch with reality at all, versus where at least other people are kind of in touch with reality.
Yeah, no, I mean it exists to like counter Christian like universality, like as it exists now. Like it exists for the sole purpose of like subverting like Christian values, stuff like that.
And to exist almost just as out of spite, just to be an other category.
No, definitely. I mean, Take
just to make the list to make the list longer on the census for
yeah,
no particular reason, except for there being like diversity, not necessarily in like an ethnic diversity sense that you would think of now, but like more of like a 60s like UNICEF type diversity. You know what I mean? Like you got all like you got a little like panorama. You got all the different colored people, but like you can like their backgrounds are still like the country they're from. They're not standing next to each other. The pictures are just next to each other. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like Starship Earth is like filled with a bunch of different like mini ecosystems, and like if we can isolate a bunch of mini ecosystems and have them like compete with each other, we'll make a bunch of different like Darwinian like super beings.
Well, people in general
we'll
have
release
like
them unto each other. We'll release them unto each other, and then fucking, you know, we'll have so many categories that like we'll have so many like different categories, and more is better. That like, you know, we'll just like eventually we'll just win the universe, right?
Yeah, I mean, didn't you see that there's like some tribe in like northern Afghanistan, and they're the last people on Earth practicing some remnant of ancient Indo-Aryan pagan religion, and people were like, "Dude, we gotta like put them in a zoo and like study them, and then like copy their beliefs." Yeah.
We cannot let them be corrupted. Do not give them a
Yeah, we can't let them be corrupted via like knowledge or whatever. Same thing with like the Sentinel Island people. There's like there's like a very bizarre entropy that exists with super liberal people now, where they see these isolated cultures and they just want to like, poke and prod them and like write detailed accounts of like this is what society looked like prior to like the advent of civilization and technology and whatnot.
And
there's like a sort of purity that can be tainted if it's introduced to like different contagions or whatever. Like I don't know how, like secularism, like they want to like actually have people be more superstitious in some regard if they're like separate from like American society.
They want to have bodies in every like in as many in as much like ideological real estate as possible. They see like the plane of like forms and like what could be, and they're like, we need to like annex as much of this as possible with humans.
Yeah, and it's a finite resource that has to be micromanaged too. It can disappear completely. It can be gone forever. And I mean the entire liberal cosmology is based off of that. That's why people are concerned about global warming. That's why people talk about like
the yellow banded
toad. Yeah.
Well, we can't do anything about the factories or the airplanes, but you have to stop driving a car. Go start riding a bike. It'll reduce it by like 10%. We're 10% further away from the world ending. You don't want to lose everything, right? What about all your worldly possessions?
Yeah, it's just
and
freaky.
And like we're gonna like make it impossible to have like a pickup truck so that you don't get like maybe not now, but maybe like at least your kid's gonna get a job in the fire industry instead of like a real like material job, and he's gonna be fucking reselling your family like plot of land like 10 times in a month.
Yeah.
With a pickup truck, you can take your job with you, pack it around. It's like an investment, and then you can use a pickup truck as like your job if you run out of tools or something.
Mm-hmm. You guys should talk about your backgrounds, by the way.
Oh yeah. Okay. Who goes first?
You can go first.
I'm gonna go first because I'm one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was born in England to an English father and a Canadian mother, and then I moved to Canada when I was a baby, like really young. So I lived in London, Ontario for most of my life, which is like a medium-sized city in Ontario. Cressman, are you telling me not to dox myself? Are you texting me
What?
right now?
Nah, you're good.
No, I was responding to the chat.
Oh, I thought you were typing Ontario, which is just it's like a medium-sized city in like kind of close to Toronto, I guess, right? And then recently I moved to Montreal, and I speak French, so and all that. So I don't know. I consider myself. I would say I'm Canadian, and like I don't know. I hold on to my Englishness. Like I'm woke about England because my dad, obviously tries to keep it alive in me. He's got the accent and all that, but not like fancy British. He's like Cockney, so
The good kind.
it's like yeah. Like the one that they use when they need like a funny like rogue character in like Ice Age
Yeah.
3 specifically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go on too long, but like I guess that's the skinny. As far as my like upbringing, I don't know. I would say I'm pretty like middle class. Like we're not Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Some crazy weather happening. But yeah, I don't know. I would say we're pretty much just like generally middle class. We're not like very bougie at all. Like normal size house, divorced parents, dog, pretty chill.
Mm-hmm. What was your religious upbringing like?
My both my parents are like staunch atheists. My mom instilled it in me young. She's like very much like an amazing atheist. She's not I don't know, like sometimes she gets a little like cringe, but she's most of the time she's pretty like she's at least not like wrathful about it, you know what I mean? Like it comes from a good place. She's just like a humanist type person, you know what I mean? She just wants the best for everyone. Like it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes she gets a little like obnoxious with it. But she's like respectful to religious people. Like she doesn't like refuse to associate with them or anything.
Yeah. How about your pops?
He pretty much just listens to what his wife says. No, he same thing, but he doesn't talk about it as much. Usually, all he has to say about it is, "How could you believe in a man in the sky?" And oh man, like he just looks at the news. He's like, all these people killing each other for religion.
Yeah. And what brought you closer to the religious fold? Would you say?
I mean, I don't know. Ever since I was young, I've kind of had that same. I don't know. I would say it's mostly instinctual, and definitely brought on by. I don't know. A lot of like indirect introspection and research, like not necessarily reading about theology, but about like theologically influenced things like ethics, philosophy, etc. And I kind of made up my mind that I was Christian before I even really knew that I was, and that kind of made it easy when I realized that I was already what I was thinking was already kind of written.
Yeah.
Was. So I would say yeah. And I came into that about near the time I met you, I would say. And also just to clarify for anybody watching, no, I didn't have any epiphanies like I don't know, like fucking eating shrooms or smoking weed or something. Like it wasn't like gay and emotional like that. I would say it's pretty reasonable. Yeah.
I guess for me, I was born in New England, but my family is from the Midwest. My dad moved up here for work, and my mom was raised Mormon from a Native American family, and with English heritage. They were Native Americans essentially brought into Puritan fold. And my father, he has like the NATO bloodline. I'm Ukrainian, I'm Swedish, but I just tell people I'm Russian for brevity, because it's annoying talking about my family history. They moved to the Midwest. My father grew up in a Lutheran town, so he could speak German. And I think I say this kind of jokingly. I feel like he intentionally forgot all the German he used to speak as a kid out of like lower class prejudice or something, which is pretty funny. Not that Germans are really like low class or anything, but he associates kind of Christianity with low class values. So he didn't bring any of that to me. Essentially, he grew up in an extremely poor family, extremely uneducated family. He grew up in the ghetto, but he was essentially like a child prodigy. And when he read Neuromancer by, hold on, let me look up the name of the author. I can't believe I forgot it.
Isn't it an Englishman?
William Gibson. He's a American Canadian writer, actually.
Okay.
When my father read Neuromancer, look that book up. If you've read it, it's a cyberpunk book. When he read it in the 80s, he was like, I need to work in IT now, and it informed a lot of his worldview. He's very interested in Tolkien.
Hey, at least he had that idea.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
At least he came up with that. At least he came up with that in the 80s instead of like 2005.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's very interested in all of that. He was trying to understand like a world without Christianity, like a universal world without Christianity, and he ended up reading a bunch about just mythology, perennialism, but he read it through like a very cybernetic POV. He became he owned a few he was a part of a few like startup thingies that didn't really take off at all, and he became extremely educated, but he never actually graduated from any big school or anything like that. He got everything he wanted through sheer willpower, and then he started working at Yale after. And you would think that my family would be a lot wealthier than they actually are. They're not that wealthy. My mom doesn't know anything about computers at all. She was just essentially like a Mormon housewife. My parents married at a very young age, and I was raised Mormon with an atheist father. And eventually, because of certain scandals that happened in the church I went to, and that I can talk about some other time, we left the church, which was very existentially catastrophic for me as a child, because I envisioned myself getting super deep into the church somehow, even though I left like right before I would have actually been baptized, which is kind of funny. My siblings are they don't like religion at all. I was atheist, but I was always yearning for something more, essentially. And I dabbled a little bit with, I read a bunch of philosophy by the time I was in middle school, because I was an avid reader. One of the best things my father did for me was make me like an avid reader. So I read a bunch when I was a kid. And hold on. Sorry.
But yo,
yeah.
Quick.
What's up?
All right.
I was just gonna say I was an avid reader as a kid. I read a bunch because of my dad, and then eventually, through some missteps and some trials, I became a Christian, but in kind of a disingenuous way. And then I actually became a lot more Christian after that, I guess you could say. And I met Connor kind of around the time I was getting deeper into the faith, but I hadn't fully accepted it with every fiber of my being yet. But I guess that's like my trajectory. There's still Mormon sensibilities in me a little bit. I'm kind of like a Puritan file, although Mormonism isn't very puritanical when you actually know it. And Crespin is also a Mormon too, and he had a remarkably similar experience to mine, basically. But we went different trajectories as we grew up. I was much more atheist, kind of looking into religions to like Machiavellianly use them, and like postmodern literary higher criticism. I was reading all that. I was reading a bunch of like Hegel and stuff like that, and it was just kind of weird. But I think now I'm much more closer to traditional Christianity, you could say. But yeah, Christian, you should talk about your.
Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
I was born in Southwest Idaho, and I lived most of my childhood there. I've been in between Southeast and Southwest Idaho my entire childhood, and my mom is somebody who was excommunicated from the Mormon Church by my grandmother matriarch, and she ran away to. She went west. She lived by herself with her friends, and then she got pregnant with me, and my grandma wanted me to be. My grandma wanted me to be in the church, but when she got pregnant with me, I think that I didn't start going to the church until I was like 5. I think must have been yeah, I must have been 5. Anyway, I was raised by my dad, who's Asian, and Asian people are very secular humanists, and it kind of rubbed off on my mom being like disillusioned from the church, and so my upbringing was all like secular humanism, while I would like go to my grandparents' house and they would take me to church, and I would eat the Wonder Bread and drink the water. And
Yeah,
I'd
the
be like,
Wonder Bread Eucharist.
yeah, and I'd be like, this is so fucking boring. Why am I here? What are we all doing here?
The stupid like folding chairs.
Yeah, I got
Dude.
grounded. I used to get grounded a lot. I was a really bad kid, and I would spend the time that I was grounded reading a dictionary, and
Classic.
I was spending the time reading a dictionary and some like medical textbook that we had for some reason, and I would read the Bible, but I
Yo,
really,
Preston,
yeah,
did you ever fuck with catalogs?
yeah, I did all the time. It's because I read a dictionary when I was like 8.
Dude, I remember you probably thought of yourself like Binding of Isaac.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt it was just like crazy. I remember I would go to school, and then I would use these like words to like try and triumph over people, be like shut up, you imbecile, or something. I would
Yeah.
have like a compiled list of like words from the dictionary that I would use to describe stuff, and everybody thought I was really precocious and gifted. But I was just reading words out of the Oxford Dictionary.
Yeah,
But
you were just like spewing shit. Like you like took out like a sponge. You're like
yeah,
watching. You're like watching like TV shows and like talking like cartoon characters and shit like that. I was like that too when I was younger. I did stuff like that.
that is so funny. I
I
read the
remember
Bible when I was a kid.
I
What's up?
used to memorize epic rap battles of history and then challenge kids to an epic rap battle, and I'd be like, all right, but because we're kids and we don't have anything like in our life yet to like rap about, we're gonna like pretend to be people from history, all right? So I'd be like, okay, so you're gonna be Stephen Hawking and I'm gonna be Albert Einstein, okay? Go. And then I would just say Einstein's verse and then like let the guy, and then I'd be like, all right, your turn. And like being grade 3, right? So he'd be like a 9-year-old white kid just like standing there.
That's hilarious, dude.
Dude, I feel like I used to do stuff like that. I used to like conjure up situations I saw in TV shows, and then I would be like,
Yeah, all the time.
I'd be like, I would say the line, and then I would be like, "Ooh, you just got owned," because I just came up with this thing that owned you or something. I'd like
Yeah.
I would like try to make situations happen like how I saw them in TV shows. That is so weird. That is so weird to be like a kid and doing that. It's also weird to be a kid and playing the Club Penguin game and like divining what the other person is going to like play based on like what their character is and then winning every time. That and then it like fucks with your head because you're like, oh my god, I'm like a god. I'm like smarter than everybody else around
Did
me.
you ever like envision yourself autistically like a TV sitcom camera with like stuff unfolding in front of you? Where Connor and I were joking, or no, it was Connor and me and Jaime. We were all joking about like a scenario of like kids on a playground where we chose like okay, you're gonna be Bleen. You're gonna be going Freeman, and then I'm gonna be like the G-man because like I'm staying on like the sideline, so I'm like watching. and like just like fucking having like other kids interact, like walking around them, and
Yeah.
like, pretending like actually being engaged too. Like it's not like a cop out. Like so, like that's so fucking funny. Fuck, my friend Izzy was joking about like what's the name of that Mario character who's on the cloud with the camera?
Lakitu?
Yeah, he's like the autistic kids pretending to be Lakitu. He's like moving around like the playground, looking at all the other kids because he doesn't know how to like socially like actually integrate with any of them.
Me and my friend Sam in like grade 5, we used to like sit on a bricked up window, like sit on the windowsill, right?
Yeah.
And we would like I remember I checked out a book from the library, and it was just a giant book full of like movie monsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
I read I remember to this day. That's why I know a bunch of old horror movies, right? That book was scary as hell as a kid, and so I was always thinking about the monster. So it's like, hey, yo, Sam, you know this movie? And he was like, yeah. I was like, all right, you be this guy, I'm gonna be this guy, and then we would just like do scenes, like practice scenes, and just like discuss like like being movie characters for movies neither of us have seen.
Dude, I used to LARP really heavy in like elementary school. That like Slenderman was real, and I told my like friend Arya, who's like an Indian kid. I was like, dude, you just missed it. The Slenderman was like mad looking at you from the window, and I thought that he was in on it, because like we would just casually do shit like that all the time. We would just like lie. It's like other people and be like, yeah, bro, like Jeff the Killer's mad, go get you. but then he actually ended up believing me about the Slenderman thing, and I was like, dude, not gonna lie, bro, if your mom like knocks on your door and says to go in your room with Slenderman, you can't open the door. And then the next day he's like, dude, it wasn't Slenderman, it was actually my mom. I was like, bro, I thought you were like, I thought you were like in on it.
How you were down, dude.
I thought you were down with it. I felt really bad. Yeah, I carried that guilt for like the rest of my life. Like, that must be because I thought he was. I was like, you're like the smartest kid I know, because like your parents are making you do like algebra and you're in like 4th grade. Like, I'm like, you're smarter than me.
That's probably how the first like pedophile entrapment thing happened. It was like some, you know what I mean? Like some asset guy was like, yeah, man, like, all right, make sure you fuck some kids tomorrow. And the guy comes back, he's like, yo. And then the fucking asset, like, the asset has a fucking light bulb. He's like, yo, I gotta talk to my boss about this.
Dude,
Bro, I was joking.
5000 BC, by the way.
Oh wait, Creston, you never
we broke into the conversation zone.
I know, but
no, Creston, finish speaking your shit.
Yeah. How'd you come to Christianity? How'd you come to religion?
Okay, so regarding being grounded and reading these books, reading the Bible that I could barely understand, I got an NIV and I read that and I thought, I don't want to read this. I'm cool. I can read the Old English. So I threw it away. But
my first was an NIV as well.
Yeah.
I was always a KJV kid. I had an LDS like study Bible basically. It had the entire Old and New Testament in KJV, and then there's the Tropical Guide after. And it was mad witty because Mormon Bibles, I'll tell you what, like they have like these leather covers and like they're so like elegant and beautiful, like, and everyone has one. It's crazy.
I just remember everything confused me. Um, I went to like a Mormon temple and I got walked around to the baptismal chamber, and I literally remember hearing the angels on top of the temple like playing the trumpets, and I'm like, this is scary. I remember getting baptized, but my grandma said that she doesn't remember if I got baptized or not. And I remember when I got baptized, I heard the trumpets play again. And then I would like tell people about this, and they'd be like, "What are you talking about?" They would
They're,
think
they're
that
like, they're like, dude, the baptism went horribly wrong. We gotta do it again. We gotta do it stat.
yeah, I know, not even like Mormon people telling like normal people about like, yeah, there's like this temple and it's surrounded by angels, and an elevator takes you to the roof, and you walk into this like freaky place. Uh, People wouldn't believe me, so I would
Dude, that's
I would sit in my room, and I was confused about everything.
Metroid Prime.
I was confused about things for 18 years. I didn't know anything about philosophy. And then I remember one day I called Matthew and he started talking about Aristotle. And then Matthew, I have all of these ideas in my head, but I don't know, are they all already written about? And then I like told him about all of these things that I thought about since I was a kid, like how I thought about metaphysics. And then when Matthew told me, well, it kind of sounds like Pythagoras or whatever. I like read into that, and then and then from there I kind of went on a spiral, because before that I was like pagan, like Nazi, and then I was like, okay, but what is the actual substance of all of this? Oh, the substance is the Lords of the Black Sun. So I read stuff from them.
yeah.
Oh, this is actually
You're really into that one. What's her name? Maria
Maria Orsic stuff.
Connor. Turn your game down, bruh.
Oh,
Turn
sorry.
that shit down, bro.
Dude, why does my mom have all the high scores on this game?
I don't know. She's a gamer girl. Gamer girl.
Oh, nah, she used to play the shit out of the pinball.
All right. Yeah. What were you saying?
I don't know. I think that being brought up Mormon and then not understanding any of it, and then the only thing that I studied as a kid was politics, geopolitics, like the history of cultures and stuff, but I never actually understood like what the substance was of any of that. So I fell into all of this stuff. I literally like went crazy. I literally went fucking insane when I was like looking into 09A stuff. And then I was like, I had my own like conception of it. And my conception was like, no, this is like true righteousness, and there are multiple like there's a multiplicity of being righteous, and every culture has their own like true righteousness that gets corrupted by humans. And I saw I saw Elohim as like a god that's trying to like oppress my people. I didn't see anything as like a crazy like conspiracy, but I just saw it as like Jews being trying to like further their own interests versus like my interests. So that's kind of how I like viewed it. And then I realized that all the people around me were really like fucked up. They were really satan like when I thought about satanic, I thought about Lucifer, like Lord Infamous and stuff. I thought about, oh yeah, so Lucifer is just trying to tell everybody that Jehovah is just trying to like take over the world or whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I thought about it. And then I would see all the people around me actually living it, and they're all bickering with each other over whether or not child sex is bad, and they're all like, well, was Hitler a pedophile or was he not? Is that good or is that bad? Who
Yeah.
knows? It just really pissed me off. I actually I got pushed away from these people because I was like, no, ISIS is actually really gay, and you're a fag if you like ISIS. And so I got pushed away from these people, and then I eventually like stopped talking to them, and all I did was like study the history and cultures, and then I watched a Survive the Jive video that made me really, really angry. And it was,
Dude.
and I remember I called Matthew, and I was like, Matt, I believe that Jesus Christ is the God, is like the true God, but I feel too ashamed to like come to Christ because I've had rejected him for so long. And Matthew and Jaime told me about how murderers and like rapists and stuff still come and beg for forgiveness. And then I think at that point I accepted Christ, and
Yeah.
I came into Christianity.
All right. Oh yeah, I want to do a little side note because I forgot to mention something. All right, so yes, I was born in England, but I'm a little bit of a soy. I'm a little bit of a soy about making the Germanic Celtic distinction.
Yeah,
And as far as I know, I fall on the Celtic side of being English. Like I think that my dad's side is ethnically Irish, and then it may well wrap back around on my mom's side as well, by the looks of it. As far as them also being from Ireland, so yeah. Also, other thing, we are middle class, but my brother was like the first one in the family to get a degree, so we're kind of like transitional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
we're like yeah.
Yeah. I was definitely okay. I don't know. I was very I think because of my dad used to show me like a bunch of Sinbad movies as a kid, like those old, like the ones from like the 50s and like the 70s and stuff. And I was always obsessed with
Yeah.
like Arabian Nights, stuff like that as a kid. I was like, oh, and Jason and the Argonauts, Clash of Titans. I used to watch like a lot of these old movies, and before I would go to sleep, my dad would tell me like like Nordic folklore, and he would read to me like Tolkien stories, and he was obsessed with like metal music and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff when he was like a teenager. So he definitely put a bunch of that on me, I guess. So besides that, and also the fact that he always encouraged like reading for me, I think I was decently well read enough already from like a young age. So I think it wasn't too hard for me to advance into dubious territory for show. I was like 13 years old. I was reading some crap, dude. I was reading some stupid garbage, and I was very I was in the kind of like Yudkowsky utilitarian sort of like I would watch all these like long like dissertations, and I was the most like, embarrassing like redditor basically, except I was flat out evil. I literally used to believe that like Bill Gates eugenics, like pee pee poo poo Africa water stuff was like really valid and good, and I used to like go on Discord and just actively like defend it against people for like hours when I was at school, which is actually like really funny looking back on it. Um, and because of that, I guess I was interested in once again perennialism. I was always drawn to the Bible, but I believed in like a kind of the read the Bible through like a hyper Hegelian, essentially like Marxist POV. The Old Testament is like a bunch of garbage, and Christ completely abolished and destroyed everything in the Old Testament with like a better New Testament, because there's discrepancies within the Old. When I entered a more mystical dimension of this, when I started abandoning like rationalism and all this other kind of mumbo jumbo, I was really interested in like Kabbalah and aspects of like Hasidic Judaism. And before then, William Blake is kind of like the Goy wing of that. So he would render a lot of these things like understandable to someone like me who isn't 60 years old and like a rabbinic Jew, and I've spent my entire life like learning Hebrew and Yiddish and whatnot. But eventually, after that, I just I believed in basically every single patristic like Christological controversy or heresy. Like I defended like Arianism, and I was like, yeah, they're probably like lying about him and stuff like that. Eventually, I became a lot closer to, I guess, a more stable, foundational Christian orthodoxy, and because of that, I was of a bigger like Anglican persuasion, and then now I'm an inquirer into Christian orthodoxy. I had a brief stint into a very bizarre rockcore orthodoxy in like 2020 because I hung out with like I don't want to gossip about anybody, but he very white Russian white army like diaspora basically, and he was also kind of like a pro eugenics like Darwinist kind of guy. But after that, I was totally off-putted by that. I left Orthodoxy because I thought that it was literally like Kaiseropapism, and I was like a very radical Protestant before kind of patristically being like crushed by like actual like Christian history. And here I am now. I'm an inquirer into Christian Orthodoxy. Crespin is going to an Orthodox church. I think Connor, for now, is like mostly non-denominational, with at least like he's. I think I was sympathetic towards like traditional Christianity. To be honest, we haven't really talked about that much.
I don't know. I would say I consider myself theologically pretty much Orthodox.
Yeah.
I just can't call myself Orthodox in that I haven't been initiated or whatever, but you know.
Are you polygamous?
I don't know. Obviously, it's not. I think I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't know if like that means to you what it means to me though. All right. Shit, I said that like I thought I had something to say. All right. Okay, is that intros done?
Yeah, but I was kind of just gonna. Yeah, but I wasn't sure if we were gonna just like ramble about stuff like that or not.
Yeah, no. I'm just wondering. All right, you guys good to like stay for a while though, right? All right, cool.
Yeah, we locked in.
All right.
Also, Jaime said that Mormon icons of Jesus make me want to cry. I thought that was so funny. Up here, I used to have a picture of Mormon Jesus. I had pictures of Mormon Jesus everywhere, and I forgot when we got rid of them. But I had like two pictures, and they were kind of like ghostly looking, though. To be honest, they looked a little spooky, but I liked them a lot, and that's probably why I like spooky Christian imagery. I don't know. It puts me at peace. You know what I mean?
Dude, I always mention this because it's such a funny story. But Garrett, who is somebody you'll be introduced to, guys.
Definitely.
Garrett, like I remember when he was when he was 7, dude, in his room, he had his dad put up a really fucked up like Dali painting in his room. It's like the one where it's like fuck, I think it's a biblical scene in the title. But I'll send it in the chat. But like he had it up when he was 7. It's like this really fucked up like biblical Dali painting, and it wasn't even in a frame, dude. It was just a piece of paper. I'm like, why did your dad put that there?
Dude, that's so bizarre. I wouldn't even expect his dad to do that either.
Here, I'll send you. I don't know. I think they just had it, and like Garrett was just like, "Oh, can I have it? It's cool." And I actually remember what he said about it. I was like, "Yo, what is that painting?" And I saw the cross in it, and I was like, "Is that a Christian painting?" And he was like, "Yeah, my dad put it up." I'm like, "Is your dad Christian?" He's like, "Oh, you know, he kind of, I don't know, like our family, like yeah, I guess, like sorta. We don't really like go to church anymore." That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
So it was just like, why did he have? Like, why did they have?
Yeah, he told
Here,
me
it's
about
the
that. He
Temptation of
told me
St.
about
Anthony.
that too. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
St. Anthony.
Yeah.
Dude.
Just look it up because my shit's slow.
Yeah. No, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Crespin may have been more off-put by some of the Christian imagery he grew up with than me. I was off-put by the way the church looked. I hated like Mormon architecture. Now I'm kind of like Promethean and evil. In that, I think it's really funny that there's these like colossal like spires being built like in like in like a desert that's like unsustainable. It's like Dubai. It's like an American Dubai. I was telling I was telling Augustine about this. Me and him and Crespin were calling on IG. I was like, it's like Dubai where it's like there's these giant frail like glass cities being built in like a completely unsustainable like it's like cursed to like sink under the sand, like under the dunes. Like the dunes are gonna swallow it up, and it's gonna be like that one game.
It's like it's like a giant World's Fair exhibit.
Yeah, exactly. And like every Mormon feels like a World Fair, like creepy. It's just it's kind of awesome though.
And then it's also like Dubai where they just sublate like vices from like they just like take prohibited activities and just like transmute them into like kosher. For example, in Utah they have like pop or soda. They have soda like shops where you go in and it's just to get like fountain drinks, and you can put like candy in it, and like you can add extra sugar, and they have all the flavor syrups and everything. It's like a self-serve pop place, and that's where they go because they don't have like bars or like beer stores anywhere.
So they just Johnny Rockets.
Literally like a liter cup full of fucking like vanilla Coke with Sour Patch Kids in it and fucking whipped cream on top. They have like cream, like heavy cream to put in it, coffee cream, whipped cream. Like it's fucked up, dude.
It's like Captain Halal on YouTube, and he's like, this board game has dice in it, and it's haram. Oh, what if we have a human dice? Instead of like a dice that you roll, what if there's a guy who just randomly decides? Haram problems require halal solutions. Allahu Akbar, or whatever. It's just so stupid. It's like actually, it's so dumb. And there's like a connected. I do think Mormons are actually more faithful than like the average Muslim. I think they actually follow like the religious prohibitions more than most Muslims that like I've seen. Maybe it's different in like Muslim countries, but like there's like mad Muslims here. That's to reference Captain Halal again. He's grown to be like one of my favorite, I think, content creators on YouTube because he had a thing where it's like, subhanAllah, we made so much money off of gambling today. Do you think there's anything halal to eat here? Dude, we're in a casino. Everything is haram here. And then, well, it's 2023. Anything is possible. And then it shows like halal guys in the casino. and then it's like even Shaitan is confused or whatever. It's actually so retarded It's so
Yo,
funny.
Matt.
Not even Mormons have that.
Matt,
something
what
like yeah.
So what if you're trying to play a board game with Captain Halal and he's like, yo, like we can't roll dice, but it's just the two of you, and you don't have a guy to like pick random numbers. So he's like, all right, here, let me build something quick. And he makes a machine that like holds the dice, right? Like those Rubik's Cube solvers.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, every time we want to roll, we're gonna like press a number from 1 to 6, and then the computer's gonna like the computer's gonna like take that and like take that number
as if that's like any better.
and then,
as
like,
if that's like different at all.
Roll the dice exactly like to the number it wants you to, and then drops it.
Dude, that is actually so funny. Dude, Izzy said the funniest thing ever the other day when we were talking about the halal thing. What did he say? He's like, Muslims can't play COD or something because of like the loot crate.
Now, do you remember when we were watching that guy answering Christianity's YouTube channel, and he said, yeah, all your Protestant casinos, yeah, it's called drawing lots. And we said that it's not gambling, it's providence.
Oh yeah. Connor, like imagine like an evangelical Protestant casino, and it's not luck. It's actually providence, if you would or not.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's actually that's too funny. That's like the funniest shit ever. It would be not funny to write about.
I feel like that's how people use that excuse like whenever anything happens to them.
Well, I have like the mandate.
The thing can be chalked up to providence if you really want. Like
it's true in like some sense, but they're gonna like do themselves in. They're not gonna be happy like at all because it's not. Yeah, it's not like a. And also, no hate, by the way, towards Captain Halal. I legit love that guy. He's so funny.
All right, I'm gonna take that Providence. We're gonna pivot. Providence, Rhode Island. Who's from there? Joey. He's coming.
Joey, H.P. Lovecraft.
Huh?
Joey and H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh, yeah, more people from Providence. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Joey's coming to Montreal in literally next weekend.
Yeah, Montreal is like it's like the secret hip hop place.
And it's the new hip spot. I'm putting you guys on now if you haven't already heard. But Montreal, if you want to go to New York to be cool, come here instead.
That's true.
Unless you're black, because all the black people here speak French.
Yeah. I mean, you could be. You could be the cool black guy that wears like a cool little hat. Those little like. Where are those?
Little beanie. Yeah. Maybe a patch every once in a while, you know.
Or you could be the black guy that wears a beret and has like a super green beard and speaks French.
The black guy who might be able to skate, but nobody knows.
Yeah, definitely. I still gotta go up there. Me and Connor have been talking about hanging out in Montreal. Oh yeah, and I think your sister's coming to New York, right?
Yep, in like 2 weeks, I think, 2 or 3 weeks. It's their first time in the States.
Ooh, big.
She's going with her boyfriend to go see Lil Uzi, I think. Yeah.
Lil Uzi twerk.
And then they're doing American Thanksgiving too. That's their plan. Yeah. And then because the house will be free. Colin's coming up to Montreal again. So
the Colin,
just one of my friends, the viewers, one of my buddies.
He's an infamous man.
Just remember, he's actually I don't know. I'm very pleased. Colin's like matured a lot. What?
Shut up! No. Yeah.
I really enjoy talking to him, like even more now.
You can't little boy him. You can't little boy him.
No, I'm not trying to say like that. I'm not trying to say like that. Like I enjoy talking to him more now.
You mean he's like grounded more? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm more mature than him. We get in like stupid arguments all the time.
Yeah. What's another funny thing we could talk about?
What? We're just trying to keep it casual.
Yeah, we're keeping it cash.
All right.
Keeping it cash, but it doesn't have to be too cash.
All right. I'm trying to think. What's some funny shit that's happened recently? Oh yeah, I saw those fucking Hare Krishna people again yesterday.
Did you talk to them?
I was
Recording.
going to, but there was a fucking like it looked like it was already gonna pop off anyways because there's a street preacher like just down the road.
Oh no, dude.
He was popping off. Yeah. So context, guys. So basically, the university by my house, in like right out front of it, just random days of the week, they'll have a bunch of white people, and maybe like one Indian guy sometimes sitting on rugs. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's a guy
like-
who said, "Why are Canadians so estrogenic?" It's that guy who was before.
Who? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm literally all right. I don't know if the cameras are just seeing you, boy. I'm the biggest one here. Okay. All right,
That's
no thing or
true.
two, and I know a thing or two. All right, I know a thing or two. Okay, about you ever heard of MMA before? Okay, you ever heard
I'm
of that?
actually 5'1".
You ever
I'm
heard- you ever
actually
heard of-
4'3" and I'm 900 pounds.
and I got circumcised twice.
Yeah. I'm the littlest soldier. I could kill you.
But yeah, okay. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, so there's a bunch of people sitting on rugs, right? Playing sitar, bongo, the little twangy instruments that they do, and chanting Hare Krishna. And it's the second time I've seen him now. It's like
You gotta be like
what-
the biggest buzzkill to them, dude. Like there's
Yeah.
like some
I honestly
thing.
need to-
There's like a thing at my
over
high
it.
school. There's like a thing at my high school about like Native American religion or whatever, and I just like barged in the room and like ruined everyone's day and then left. You gotta be like that. You know what I mean? Like just accost people without being like too much. I didn't like do anything bad. I just like I said that everyone was lying about being Native American. I like left people back.
But like,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
dude. What?
It's just a bunch of weird white people being like all like Hinduphilia stuff or whatever.
Being Oriental.
Yeah, that's I think that's like the Muslim strong
What
suit.
year is it? What
Yeah.
year is it? Why are they playing fucking sitar, dude? Like what? Like
Yeah, we have like FL Studio now. You don't really need to be doing all that.
I'm no but like, dude, come on, man. Like you're trying to be like Indian Orientalism is like passe. I guess they were like a little older, so maybe that's just their wave when they was youths. But like, fuck off.
Yeah, they take
Anyways,
drugs
yeah.
and then they talk to every entity that they see and ask all of
Yeah.
them for advice.
Nah, the local street preacher was getting mad worked up, like literally on the other side of the street. So
I mean, I think the Muslim strong suit is just like bullying these people into like oblivion.
Matt, should I invite this guy to debate
That's
on
true.
stream right now?
What? Who?
There's just this idiot telling me that actually God loves you no matter what. So it doesn't matter what you believe. You just gotta worship whatever.
No.
You just gotta be a good person.
No debates ever. Tell him you're a good guy, but I can't agree with you. Goes to Montreal, immediately run down by 100 nude cyclists, said Garrett.
he's not even lying, dude. Those come by and they have a police
That's me, bro.
escort.
Is it because there's like a bunch of like Dutch people there?
A bunch of what? Dutch people?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you? Yeah. Nah, it's not like Z cycle like that. I don't know. They're just being fucking Dionysian. I don't know, just because they can. How do you feel about there being police escorts for that kind of thing? Because I mean, like, I get the principle is like we're trying to like they're gonna do it anyways, whether we accompany them or not. So we may as well.
50 stripes. I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's pretty bad. I hope I never have to do that.
I asked you that yesterday. I was asking, are you like Do you believe in like moral credit? Are you transactional like that, or would you just strike things down as you see them? Remember, I asked you that yesterday. So I suppose you would have to say no. We're not going to accompany you, come what may, because you don't know the people are going to attack them. I mean, you can be very sure, but like, you know, it's not it's not a solid event yet.
I don't know. I
Until
think
it
I
happens,
think it's
until it
pretty-
happens, man. Until it happens, a meteor could just strike the Earth like the second before somebody like lands a blow on them. You don't
That's
know,
true.
right?
That's true. I don't know. Someone has to. I always I don't know. I feel like there's like a set of signs that you get when you know that you have to like do something. It's not in my place to do anything yet. I'm gonna wait till Providence lines up, and then they can actually be held accountable. But things have to be bad for a little bit, I think. But that doesn't mean that you don't have like a doesn't mean you don't have like removed moral responsibility or whatever. You could be equally complicit. You should be as uncomplicit as humanly possible. You know what I mean?
I think that's
like it has to be like water. It has to be like water and oil. You have to let things separate more. You have to let the wheat and chaff grow a little bit before you sickle them down. And I think you probably shouldn't be within like such close proximity to those types of people all the time. But it's not really within your place yet in like such a like Gentile society to do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like if there's not really any Christian ethics involved whatsoever, like you're not in a Christian country or anything like that. You're not. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be like a little vigilante and just? I think preaching about it is good though. I think like being like one of those like loud street preachers.
Yes, I got it.
Being like a loud street preacher is like good enough, and then you can wait for judgment to basically happen to them. You know what I mean? At least that's how I feel about it. I would never directly intervene because you're kind of like you're forcing stuff to happen in a way. Because like what's the difference between like a criminal and then like someone doing like justice? You know what I mean? If they're like executing the same thing on somebody, and it's really I think it's timing, honestly.
You can't really
if you act
beat
like
the
rashly,
seed.
yeah,
You can't beat the seed into the barren ground. It
yeah,
won't grow.
exactly. I mean, well, that too. I mean, that's why people's efforts, like people's political efforts, are so futile because they're trying to like force stuff to happen. And I have a video already about this on my channel. I don't have to rehash it. It's my I would like to do a follow up video where I actually read through the book of Numbers and then Deuteronomy, and I talk a little bit about some of the laws in Deuteronomy and Leviticus and how this relates to like your conduct, and you know what I mean. But I'd say the fact that these people are around right now is because of God's mercy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let him act, or better yet, you can atone. You and other people can atone. Imagine you're in Exodus, right? I mean, the Israelites weren't like causing a giant like ruckus. They weren't being like criminals or anything. You know what I mean? Israelites weren't trying to like storm into like Egyptian shops and just be like total like BLM people or whatever. They were waiting for God to like execute his judgment, and the way that happened is they they'd paint the blood of the lamb on their doors, and then they'd let death cross through the city, spread to the other people, because that's how they evacuated. You know what I mean? Because the Pharaoh conceded after that. And that's how it has to happen. You know, now's your chance to atone. You have to paint the blood of the lamb on your door, and then you have to wait for your evacuation. But you're not the destroyer. You know, you're not the one killing the firstborns in Egypt. Because if you did that, then you would be like Pharaoh. Because like what are you gonna do? Construct like an entire mythology around like naval charts, and then like try to like stop providence from happening, from like killing every firstborn, so your society doesn't turn like Wobohomo. Like that's stupid. You know what I mean? Like there aren't iron. This is partially why I could never be like a Marxist or anything like that. Is there's no like iron laws of history. You know what I mean? There's no principles of the universe that you understand and scientifically uh, do these workarounds. There's a God. He's intelligent and he has discretion and he makes like decisions and he's working. And that's the separation. You can't make a science out of that, really. I genuinely.
I think the
don't think
closest thing. I think the closest thing would be the constant of like human behavior as far as it's influenced biologically.
Oh yeah, I think that's
And
that's like one
until,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
until there's like incredibly modified people or like some other kind of like without getting too like sentimental about it, things as intelligent as humans. Until we have other players like that, then you can at least use like human nature, whatever you want to define that as. But I would think that it would be silly to say that there isn't some like biological grounding that you can be a little, at least empirical, if not like objective.
You always have to understand that there's like a leap of faith that you have to make. You can't create like a one-to-one model of reality ever. You know what I mean? And this is something me and Connor have talked
especially
about for
since
like me and Connor have like done this conversation to death for like 2 years. You can't create like a one-to-one like map of reality, which is like what a lot of like
without
secularists
recreating.
Like, it's
I think the closest thing, the closest thing to like when we talk about it would be like when people speak of map and territory, and I guess the closest thing, like what we our answer would be to create a perfect map. You have to recreate the territory one-to-one.
Yeah, exactly, definitely.
Or at least you have to create like an informationally compressed version of the territory, and then to extract it or observe, read it, whatever, it would become it would then logically evolve into the thing you're talking about. So
I actually have like an essay I've been writing kind of about this that I'm going to show you after this, if you're free.
And you could even, me personally, I don't even know. I don't know whether there would be a compressibility or not. I don't know if every like, Matt, would you say that every like discrete, every like piece of information in the world is discrete, or do you think that you can there's such thing as grouping? Would you say that like are particles identical, or are they unique?
They're unique, but they can be one. It's like it's analogous to like the Trinity. You can.
I think in the same way that you can imagine clones being like clone 1, clone 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if the traits are exactly indistinguishable, the fact that you can count 2 and make the distinguishment there.
Hey, Connor,
you have to sorry to cut you off, but you have to divorce yourself from like the like Islamic like idea of like counting. Oh, one plus one equals 3. That's 3 gods. That's 3 gods you have. That's not 1 god. And that can like totally skew your perception of like everything else in reality. You know what I mean? Like Christianity is really the only thing that can properly deal with
that reminds me of something that I forgot to mention when you asked me what I wanted to talk about. But yeah, I think a lot of people would do good to have a little bit more knowledge in math, specifically like number theory. And a big one, I would say something that helped me a lot. And obviously this is something offered in like high school if you take like functions and stuff, right? But just knowing like what all the general like arithmetical functions look like in graphs. I think it's something everybody can learn, and I think it'll help you like visualize like so much stuff. Definitely. A lot better. And then the next step into that, I think, would be probably like some kind of information theory. Again, all of it very abstract and like pure. Just because I don't know, I feel like so much of it can be turned into like mental processes. You know what I mean? You can, I think you can like convert a lot of mathematical concepts, which you may usually think of just being processed like cerebrally, right? Or things you have to like think actively about. I think you can turn a lot of them into subconscious, like quick judgments, in the same way that you do with, you know what I mean? Like when you look, you can tell if an apple's good to eat with like the first glance kind of thing.
Definitely.
Do you guys want to talk about particles more specifically, about Terry A. Davis's kind of divination idea?
That's gonna be. That can't even. I'm still I'm still figuring out how to even like address any of that. That'll be like a future thing for sure.
I pulled up our
I really
notes
do want to talk about
from
that. That's a future
January. I wanted to say real quick that we had this like idea of particles are interfaced by the spirit or governed by the spirit. So things that don't have soul are operated
Hold
by
on,
the
wait.
spirit.
Don't spoil it yet. This is like an insane like methodology that has to be like approached gracefully, or someone's gonna like freak out. But I'll just say that me and Crespin have we're still like figuring out how to deal with the Terry A. Davis like divination thing, where it's like, did he speak to anything at all? And if so, what did he speak to? And how can we like prove it, basically? And
Is this
that's
a
like
scrying mirror on your computer that you can download?
yeah, basically. And like the talking about like the confines of the OS or whatever. And
Honestly,
it being cut off from internet, and that's like a different thing. But I would definitely love to talk more about divination in general, and like now, like what divination looks like now, basically, in like secular society. How do people do stuff like that?
Preston, what flavor is that?
Hyde Bar menthol.
They're banning all flavors, including mint, in Quebec on Sundays.
Real?
And if you go to the variety store, they have a little sign, like a little LCD screen, counting down the days and the seconds until the things get banned.
Say hello to Zero. He's been my little like
little bro.
He is my little bro. Zero is like this like little cockroach.
Yeah.
That, like doesn't this. I love Zero. He's one of my favorite commenters, because he's been leaving these like he should be on a stream sometime for real. But he leaves these like little passive aggressive comments, and I thought he was dead, and I felt really bad because I haven't seen him in a while. I'm really happy you're still here, Zero. I'm being completely real. I miss your swarminess and your like indirect, like passive aggressive, just like I miss you a lot, dude. I love you. Come to me. We're all just little birdies staring at computer monitors. Yeah, I think we should do like a full iconoclasm of that, because Terry Davis, he was a very smart guy. He probably poisoned the well a little bit. Definitely. In a way that's not gonna like be manifest until like 30 years later, when we fully reached like insane like divination, crystal ball, scrying, Joseph Smith, John Dee, like angelic interfaces. That's gonna like fuck up like everything. Like we're like actually.
Dude, I've seen.
Matt.
Not very nice of you, bro. What are you, the Labyrinth Patrol? I love you, dude. I'm serious.
Razor, dude. Yo, yeah. I was I remember, that reminds me, Matt, remember in grade 12 when I had that really big crush on that girl, and she asked me what my favorite philosopher was, and I told her John B, and she came back the next day and she's like, I couldn't find anything about him. And I was like, sorry, what'd you look up? She's like, John B. And I was like, no, John B. And then she came back, and then she never said anything about him again.
That's probably what killed.
She seemed interested too, bro. She came up with me. She's like, "Oh, what's your favorite philosopher?" I'm like, John D. Is John D. And she's like, "Oh, okay, I haven't heard of him." She still had hope. She still had hope that it would just be like.
Terry Davis stuff is going to need a real iconoclasm. I've seen the guys who are composing it into like a real thought system. They're actually like creating computer tabernacles. They're trying to create network interfaces so that Temple OS computers can like compute together. They're also trying to generate a Bible. They're trying to generate a Bible through the computers.
Yeah, that's gonna be like actually insane.
I think it's something that needs to be
that,
done.
that breaks something in Leviticus.
Otherwise we're gonna be in a world of hurt. It's gonna be crazy. These people actually like comprise
I think
something.
I think it's like it's like a valid thing to pursue, but I think we should be very careful not to like idolize Terry Davis too much. As
They
well,
are.
like I need to read up on it more, but like we can't. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
man.
I was
like,
yeah.
It's gonna be like I know a lot of people like won't wanna like hear it because he's kind of like a folk hero, but like like if you really want to be entirely honest, I think you have to accept like maybe there were cases where he really was being like delusional and psychotic. Like, even though he was on the right track, like you can't tell me that like he was completely immune to like being incorrect about anything.
I mean, I personally, the stance I take is he probably created like the most perfect. He engineered the most perfect way to actually communicate with like a fallen angel, or something insane like that. I think he's probably, and that's probably why he died. He's a very intelligent guy though, and I don't want to approach it as just like bashing him.
Yeah.
I want to approach it in the way that like Jonathan Pajot would approach some like ancient Greek guy or something. You know what I mean? Like I really want to approach it like that, and I want it to be tasteful, but it definitely we have to be as like tasteful about it as possible without it being like super internety at all. You know what I mean? It can't have like any internety stuff in it whatsoever. We're gonna talk about it in a specific way. We're gonna break down like his methodology and do a bunch of other stuff, and we're gonna talk about like scrying and divination in general and how that relates to him, because I feel like that's a giant topic.
It's not even like really a new thing, because you have I Ching, you have Sufism, you have Kabbalah stuff, you have all of this other stuff. John D.
Is on.
Who's that?
Oh, it's just me.
Oh, it's just me. I'm taking my phone with
me. I got it.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm listening.
Anyway, I was saying that the thing that's really revolutionary about it is that it's something that directly interfaces with matter in a way that
there's like a nuclear clock or something.
Yeah, there's a nuclear clock. It directly interfaces with silicon, with subatomic particles, and I feel like that makes it a little bit harder to have spiritual discernment, because it's so easy to engage with and to interact with and interface with. Where earlier people were doing I Ching divinations and they weren't really feeling it. They had to like really get into it. Now it's just a question of whether or not you believe it. So if you don't have the spiritual discernment to decipher spiritual experiences, you don't know who you're talking to or what they're saying, really.
Yeah, definitely. It is really like I feel like Temple OS was engineered in such a specific way as to directly communicate with the most underlying principles of the universe and like the intelligence behind it, which to me sounds kind of evil. It's like, I don't really think you need to do that. You don't have to go through the effort of doing that. It's an interesting effort for sure.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's just so bizarre. It's so convoluted, and he's been at it for such a long time, and then he died. And there's been only a couple people online that have really tried to use Temple OS in the way that he really intended it to be used. And there's an account on Twitter, I think, called Terry Davis Taught Us How to Pray, that has him trying to essentially observe the times with like the soothsaying algorithm. Be like, oh, it says this and this predicted COVID or whatever, and it's kind of crazy. And I feel like
I think that's
there's like a cult of Davis basically that's out there. He's like a very he's like a Pythagorean type figure, and he has like a cult. He has like a cult of scholars like underneath him, and they're I don't really know how public they are or not because
they're out there.
But they're out there because I've met a couple of them, and we would really have to speak to them. You know what I mean? That is like a future thing I would really want to do. Another future thing I would want to do is like we're gonna have gaming content.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, maybe something like that. I do want to play games on here and give like
you could play Kenny versus Spenny.
Yeah,
we could do that. I really want to play games and give my 2 cents, but maybe just also shoot the shit. Maybe I'll play maybe I'll stream Toho or something as like a little funny thing. I don't know, but I want to do
Yeah, we could do some book club stuff.
Yeah, we could do book club stuff if enough people like care. If enough people care about that, because we almost do that anyway. Me, Connor, Crespin, and a couple other people. We have a group chat that's basically our place of residence for like a long time now, and that's basically where we talk all the time, and we just post stuff about books. That's really like all we talk about. Other stuff, whatever we're reading, but we can make we can make content about it.
We got IP banned from Discord.
But we could if people are interested enough, we could definitely do something like that. I want to do like reviews of stuff. I want to do a religious.
You gotta have Ron on.
We'll see. He I feel like he's retracted a lot more from online stuff, but it'd be fun to talk to him. Just fun people in general to talk to. I'll try to find fun people to talk to. I want to do like a religious review of Monica Magica, and the title is gonna be something like "Why Christ Had to Be a Male," like a theological whatever on like the way sex works, and like because like the masculine is like exteriorizing, and because Monica isn't, she's like she actually like while Christ kind of is revealing, Monica is like the opposite, where she makes herself hidden, and the fact that she makes herself hidden also the fact that there's like with the feminine in scripture, the feminine is given like created attributes, like cities are like feminine, stuff like that. Basically I want to validate scripture by talking about femininity in Monica Magica or something like that. And I want to do just stuff like that in general, because first of all, people would talk about it and it would probably make people angry. Like really angry. They'd say it's like misogynistic or whatever, because Monica Magica is like a show about like female heroines or whatever. But it'd be that's something I really want to talk about, whether I make like a video essay about it or I just very loosely have like a stream with notes where I talk about it. Christ had to be a male, and Monica is all the theology and the Trinity and stuff is completely butchered because like she's a woman basically. But it's a good anime for sure. Totally recommend it. Gotta talk about Psychopaths. Gotta talk about Death Note. Gotta review all this.
Is Psychopaths about booty yard?
It's about Baudrillard. It's about like we'll talk about this another time. They talk about it's literally just about like the global think tank society. It's like
I'm trying to remember who all they quote. They quote Bentham.
yeah, they quote Bentham. They quote like they have like Anglo like rationalists like global homo think tanks and stuff. Like human beings are like currency. It's a good show. I would totally watch it. It'd be up your alley, Connor. Actually.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd get a kick out of it. It's pretty good. I like how the protagonist is like completely like she's completely naive and like useless. That pissed Jaime off when he watched the anime. He's like, dude, why did it end like this? I was like, the ending is perfect. You just don't have to watch anything after the first season.
Yeah. Well, the second season is good because now she's just like living within the system and nothing matters. She's just living her day-to-day life now.
Dude, it's so funny. It's a really good show. There's like a couple other things I'd like to talk about. I might just do some like really stupid like ones. Like the Madoka Magica one's gonna be very serious because I like that show. Same with Psychopaths. But
I'm gonna
do like a stupid like Naruto video or something because it'd be really fun. Like Naruto and like folk Catholicism in Mexico. Yeah.
I gotta do. I still haven't written about Confederacy of Dungeons.
Oh yeah, dude, we gotta do. Yeah, that's why me and Connor we have to do the book club thing because we both really like that book a lot.
So far,
it's really funny. You should read. You gotta read like a bunch of Wyndham Lewis.
I'm trying, Matt. I'm my list right now. Trying to read. I gotta read. I want to read some William Blake, like probably like Marriage of Heaven and Hell or something. And then also, I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't read any James Joyce.
Yeah, you gotta get on the James Joyce train. You gotta read. You gotta read some. I have a friend named Ispanka on IG. Shout out. He's really into the Russian Silver Age literature, so maybe I'll have a stream where we just talk about Dostoevsky. It'll be super witty on game. I don't know. Those are the only things that I can really think of right now. I don't have money. I can't run a site, but we do want to have a site up at some point.
If you need somebody to finance it, I can finance it, but I don't know how lazy I feel about working on it.
You might get into it, huh?
Should we have a lunch break?
I'm trying to get into it, but I already know myself. I won't start it.
Oh, what'd you say, Chris?
I said, should we have a lunch break?
Do you need one?
I just need to get some water.
Me and Connor can.
Yeah, you and Connor can keep talking.
Yeah, we can definitely.
I suppose it's only lunchtime in Idaho.
Yeah, it's like 5:32. Ader Vodum is he's our biggest fan.
Oh.
The next stream we need Jaime on. We gotta have Jaime.
Yeah.
Stop it! You're ruining it. All right. I got my. I'm trying to think of funny stuff to show. I got my Russian New Testament.
Oh, yo, Matt, beat this.
Oh yeah, and I got my wall that's melting. I'll hide it. Don't worry. Later.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yo, Matt, peep this.
Yeah.
I got this on Kijiji.
Ooh. It's big news. I got my.
It's like a Russian Postal 2 game.
That's cool. You should play.
And then this one, It's a Russian point and click. And they were both, I guess when they came out, just like Postal 2, they were both moral panic games or whatever.
I got my
And then
I got my wait. I got my Hatsune Miku cards for you guys. Got a whole deck of them. My Hatsune Miku. We try to find the good ones. Ooh, that one's a little risque. I don't know if I can show that one. I like this one though. We got that. I hope the stream's really good and entertaining and people are having so much fun.
Oh, come on, we're getting bubbly. Oh, right, Crispin's gone. It's just you and me, so I can't.
We're
All right, man,
chefing.
keep this. I got this at Goodwill, just because it was 2 for 1. I was buying this. I'll show you next, and it was 2 for 1, so I picked this up.
Gregorian chants. That's cool, dude.
Inspirational chants for meditation that have endured for untold centuries. Rapturous, motivating, tranquil, energizing. Wow. And then this mat. Look at this. I saw this.
Whoa, what's that?
It's like a, obviously Chinese movie, right? But here's the cool thing about it.
Yeah, this
Crest.
one?
I wish Crest. I almost need to wait, or we gotta tell him. But it's not.
Yeah, wait for him to come back.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crespin. This is like peak Crespin core as well. This is Crisponian.
This
It's
is very
Crisponian.
Crisponian.
Media formats in Asia.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I got I got my MPC 1. Oh, no pump. That's how I make music. Oh, no pump. Oh, I really want to do like a
Do you have anything?
I want to do like a video about how Lil B is like an occult figure in music because he calls himself like the bass god and he makes people write tributes all over their body and then he'll like grant them wishes. Like he'll either curse or like anathemize their like internet fan. Yeah, he's weird, dude. Does Modican know what entropy is?
Did you read his book?
Lil B. I don't think I ever actually finished it.
It's kind of hard to finish.
Crespin says that Lil B has actually killed people with the curse of Lil B. There's other stuff we could talk about.
I know he made Kevin Durant like suck forever.
Oh, dude, we gotta talk about Birdman, the Birdman conspiracy.
Oh yeah, the Birdman, little bussy.
Yeah.
Glad, listen, Glad. You ain't know about this, Glad. Okay, you ain't know about this, Glad.
You see that little Boosie video where he was defending like he's like, I don't hate gay people. I'm not homophobic. Gay people don't even steal like that. Or whatever. On like some podcast. I think it was like Breakfast Club or something. That was so funny.
Dude, I was watching this one.
Oh. And we gotta do a video about like the oppressive like perennial matriarchy as YNW Melly's mom. How she's like evil. Behind every like villain is like a very weird, emotionally incestuous mother who's like actually insane and like overtly masculine. So we got to talk about that too. We got to talk about the why. That's why we need Jaime on. Me and Jaime, we gonna break down the YNW Melly case in a way no one else on YouTube has done before. Me and Jaime are going to speak the facts about the satanic music industry. YNW Melly.
Fat Chaser's inside story.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. That'd be crazy if me and Jaime got YNW Juvy's dad on a stream. I'm not trying to clout chase, but I want to expose like the Satanism in the industry. Like I want to talk about that like genuinely in a way that like all these other people, you have all these like old heads on like Streamlabs and they're like YNW Melly and YNW Sack Chaser are gay. They were sleeping with each other. We're not gonna do any of that.
You also have to talk about, because you have some personal experience with it too, but like BD and GD being like actual like Masonic like pedophile.
Yeah, genuinely, I gotta expose gang culture like once and for all.
Seriously though, Matt, like if you look at a fucking if you look at like a GD guy wearing a giant Star of David with fucking like number 9 in the middle chain, and he's got the fucked up like horn hair.
Yeah, like it's evil.
It looks exactly like an Abakua or like some other kind, or like a Haitian like voodoo dancer. It's the exact same like costume, you know.
Yeah. What would be something you want to talk about in like the future?
Who, me?
Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a stream. It could just be like a video or something else.
You and me?
Yeah. Matt and Connor.
I want to talk about.
I think this is gonna bring in more viewers.
Matt, we'll talk about history of manufacturing. That's
we've already. Yeah, no, me and Connor, we've talked a bunch about that before. That'd be mad fun. That could just be a stream too. We could have like a presentation.
A good little hook. Like I tell you, dude, the amount of information that you can find about industrial projects online, it's ridiculous. Like there's no, like obviously the documentation is somewhere, but especially with older projects, like it's just in paper somewhere, and there's no like motive spinning out. There's no like impetus to like want to release it. But yeah, that's like a really big like cloud of knowledge that you in an area where you would not think it, because it's such a bureaucratized thing, you know, with you know, like with contracts, and you know they got the blueprints and so on and so forth. Like it's a very documented industry, but you can't. None of it's public.
Yeah, we got to talk about. We got to talk about car economics.
Like Matt, for example, just looking out my window at like some of the bridges on the St. Lawrence, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, like there, I probably pick up like 3 bridges along there where you can't find the architect or the engineering company that build them. Like there's no information, or if there is, it's the name and nothing else. There's nothing about them online, like period.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't necessarily suspicious. I'm not saying that there's some kind of like thing there, but I think it's like it's notable that there's like such a gap.
Yeah. Man, you guys are lacking, by the way. You guys in the live chat. Man, I'm disappointed in y'all.
What's going on?
There's nothing. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those streams, though. People are going to go back like 6 years later, but it's going to be like completely fruitless right now. But it's going to be like rare Connor thing. Or something.
Kitchen view.
Yeah, kitchen view, rare kitchen view coffee. You know what I mean?
Okay, whoever called me estrogenic, I'll give you my address and fight you.
He actually knows how to fight too. He could probably mess you up.
I'll give you my address and fucking fight you.
I believe it. He could mess you up. We gotta have a Garrett stream, but we can't talk about anything.
Yeah, Garrett's fucking twisted world, dude.
Dude. He's a twisted psychopath. He can mess you up. Oh yeah. But they don't know what Garrett we're talking about. We know like 5 Garretts.
Don't worry, you'll know. You'll know it.
You guys will know which Garrett we're talking about. We're talking about we're talking about the short one, like the little Garrett. The 5'2" one.
Dude, Matt, Garrett sent me the most fucked up, like satanic picture of him and his brother. It's just uncanny, dude. Like it looks like I'll send it to you. Garrett doesn't look like himself, dude. He looks like his mom. I actually thought it was his cousin. It looks nothing like it.
That's scary,
dude. It looks like he's like, I don't know. Like it looks like he ran into his mom as fast as he could and they merged.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the Jaime stream.
He ran into her as fast as he could, but like there's like some sort of mismatch, and like all of his organs are like dying, and he has like a week. But he has like a week to live.
Dude, The game
He can't.
over.
He can't drink. He can't
Yeah.
drink. He just has to live off of what he has inside of him, like
That's
a wasp.
That's mad funny. Dude, the Jaime stream is gonna be beast mode. I'm telling you.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was lacking. I feel like I'm lacking the stream.
What do you mean? This is an introduction.
I didn't get my Zeds, man. Oh yeah, we should actually talk a lot about like
3-6 Mafia, but like a DJ Paul conspiracy. You want to talk about sigil tapes?
The Coop connection.
Yeah, the Coop connection, dude.
3-6.
What
Oh yeah,
Coop
and then 3-6 Mafia versus 666 Mafia and Junkyard Kids.
We gotta talk about. Did you know, yo? Did you know that Space Ghost Perp's dad was in Bone Thugs and Harmony? Is that what they're called? I forgot their name already. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
His father was in that, I think.
Really?
Yeah, that's crazy too. I know. I legit forgot about that. Perp is crazy. I want to talk about Perp, but I mainly want to talk about like just I want to do like a Jonathan Pajot type of thing with Lil Uzi Vert, Playboy Cardi. They can't be doing what they're doing. Someone's got to do something about it. You know what I mean?
No, I already know what's gonna get done about them.
Yeah. Now Connor already knows. He's read up.
Nah, they're gonna, dude. Fuck on. They're just gonna get. They're gonna very much because of like what they represent. The second they become out of fashion, like the second they're like lame, and they're already kind of becoming like, I'm not gonna lie, like only people listen to like Lil Uzi now. Questions, anything, talk messages, but yeah, it's kind of like only older people listen to Lil Uzi now. Like it's like my sister's like 26 going to his concert. You know what I mean?
I liked
Second-
like a couple of his like old songs back in like I don't know 2017 maybe, but I was never like a big fan. Like old Playboy Cardi had like way more stuff, and the fact that he's like in now, he's like he's so bad at like making music, and genuinely, I really don't like his stuff. It has like an evil zeal to it that makes it like unlistenable. It's like immediately, it's like repellent. It's like a specific,
But yeah.
there's like a specific kind of like repellent if you're like not a totally, if you weren't part of the Zandemic and you were like a normal guy, normal Joe Schmo, then like all of his music is like complete repellent to you, because it's gonna put you down this like strange like idiosyncratic path that I think is like evil. And also his song with the Migos is really stupid. Migos sucks.
The niggas.
Yeah, we're gonna get strike now. It's over. I'm just kidding.
That's their full name.
Really?
When I was younger, I used to look what that's what they were like. That's what they were like.
Oh, dude, me and Connor.
Oh yeah.
When I link up with Connor. Right, real quick. When I link up with Connor, we're gonna play this card game. Yeah.
I remember when I saw that when I was in Kitchener, and I told you.
Yeah,
So
dude.
yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, just because of like what he represents, once he like falls out of fashion, he'll fucking completely shrivel up and like perish.
Yeah, he's like the
There's nothing
fakest like
permanent.
SoundCloud alumni.
There's no permanence like to it, so I honestly I don't really think you have to worry about him. It's
I gotta take
I
him
don't know,
down.
it's-
He's my off.
I don't know. I don't think he's not really like he's not like a direct like maleficent force.
He's a menace, dude. Uzi.
He's a secondary.
I'm just kidding.
He's a secondary.
I'm joking.
I don't know. He's like a secondarily influenced like bad person.
No, I was like half joking, but at the same time, I'm just more angry to see him like continue to like permeate being like getting that little hairdo and calling himself like Chow, something Chow. He's like, what bullshit are you pulling with that? Like he has no swag too. He's swagless. He's a swagless loser, but he has some good old songs for sure. Also, not trying to just badmouth. Have an evil tongue, speak evil. It's just he needs to be knocked down a peg a little bit, just because like there's way too
He has
many people.
Spencer.
There's way too many people that are just like completely comfortable with him like existing and like having Nicki Minaj on his album or whatever.
He has Spencer's appeal.
He does. He's the like Spencer's of rap. He listens to K-pop. He hangs
likes
out with
Nintendo.
K-pop girls.
Got a little Kirby on his backpack.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. I don't know. That's gotta stop though. But his
Yo,
old stuff is
Matt.
alright.
Matt,
So-
go in my playlist and look at the last song. It's I almost didn't even click on it. Gotta listen to it, dude. It's this fucking crazy Irish.
I will.
Fire.
Crispin says Migos
That one-
Unshopaholics was the best era. Yeah. What else? I mean, I really want to be like we got to be like the Streamlabs people where we're just like chilling in our car, and we have those stern expressions like this. I missed it. Like Dr. Umar, you gotta be like him. You know what I mean? We have to get like that those crazy.
Crispest line I've ever with the skin on.
Yeah, or better yet, we could look like the guy from the gorilla from Sing. Yeah, we could look
Johnny?
like. Yeah, we could look like that. Umar has the craziest hair. I'm not calling him a gorilla, by the
He kind of looks like a gorilla, though.
way. He's
I'm just-
gorillas are smart. So,
Huh?
I say gorillas are smart. They can open doors.
What?
and
I'm just what? He has a big patriarchal brow and a big patriarchal two nostrils.
Yeah. I mean, he
He's
would
definitely-
call himself like a silverback.
He called himself a gorilla. Look at him, dude. He's literally made for chewing fiber. That is not a fucking that is a womb goddess, nipple suckling, and fucking collagen. No, not collagen. Cellulose chewing jaw. That is not for eating meat, bro.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
for crushing. It's for crushing fucking Zosa skulls as well.
It's for crushing them fat matriarchal pussy lips and getting the juices out. That's natural energy. That's natural. That's natural energy. That's how we're born through that. That's natural energy. That's like your life. That's like your real.
When was the most energized you ever felt in your life? You ain't even remember because it was when you was a baby.
Yeah. I
That's how
mean,
full of life.
Kevin Gates is like, man.
He was in the moment like
he's
that.
a-
Like, smiling like
yeah,
that.
Kevin
You
Gates
ain't
is like,
smile like that anymore.
now Kevin Gates would be like, man, like, I gotta put that pussy juice in my pre-workout. It gonna bring it most energized I ever been when I eat pussy or whatever. It's like actually crazy.
Nah, he wouldn't even be medical about it. He'd keep it in a locket around his neck and just let the closeness of it.
It's crazy. Whoa.
Yo,
That's
Matt,
people
I was-
telling us to stop outside.
you know Flavor of Love, obviously, right?
Yeah, I watched
By
that
the way,
with my
guys,
mom.
It's so for everybody who doesn't know, it's just a really, really ghetto reality show, and it's Flavor Flav from Public Enemy, and he gets a bunch of. They have to be like strippers or something.
He gets the
but it's
most
a
like
bunch of,
insane like women in a room together and they like tear each other to shreds. Dude, Connor,
Yeah,
we
and,
should
like,
we gotta do like a
No, wait,
viewing
here- Yeah, we should, but the pitch, Gateway to Love, bro. With Kevin Gates.
That would be good. He's such a. The worst thing about Kevin Gates, dude, is like you go
Dude,
on.
he had crazy
You go on
records.
his you go on his
Yeah.
music videos and there's like women commenting like he's such a genius. He has so much wisdom. It's only women saying it. Like he's literally like they're literally just asking to be like beaten and bruised by like a felon by like commenting shit like that. Like women like just love like. Not women. I'm not generalizing, but like there's a very specific like caliber of woman that just loves
Who
hysterical
read
vagina
people.
women who love like silver tongue like big burly men who are like straight up animals who would like beat the shit out of you and like break your spine. And it's like there's a video of Kevin Gates like spitting in like some woman's mouth. It's straight up just like women at his concerts. It's absolutely like baffling how like women and then people wonder who the fuck are the people going to like Nature Boys like Island or whatever. If you remember Nature Boy. No, Nature Boy, you know that I have sex in front of that guy. I'm naked, bruh. That guy, he's like an insane cult leader who was in like I forgot, he's somewhere in South. He might have even just been in like Puerto Rico, somewhere in the southern hemisphere. He made a bunch of women like fly over, and they had like primitive like lifestyle. And he said he was like the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, and he called himself Nature Boy. And he was trying to be like Abraham by like cultivating a bunch of people. And he used to do like straight up messed up stuff. He used to like whip women and stuff, make them like beat each other up. All this like insano, like crazy stuff or whatever. But like you wonder like what the appeal of it is, because his name is literally like Nature Boy. He used to be a stripper too. He used to be like a male stripper.
I let that happen.
I let that happen, bruh. I let that happen.
Me, bruh.
I ain't trying to take away their purity. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Kevin Gates is like a form of that, I think. He's like a form of that kind of like new agey, like matriarchal man. Like it's like a matriarchal man. You know what I mean?
Animist.
Like animist, like high priest of like the womb goddess, basically. And that's like why like their whole like family is just like other women. There's not really other dudes in there like that. It's just like other women. And they're like beautiful looking women too. It's like how's a woman as lovely as you falling for this just to get battered up by like some insane cult leader? Like you're like almost a normal person. And and there's like some girl who was under Nature Boy who like killed her own mom or something like that. Like he's legit like getting people like possessed, and like no one talked about it. He's just like briefly like a meme. Kevin Gates is literally like on par with that when he talks about like vagina vril and like all this other like crazy stuff. And he's like I do in the she while I'm in the bedroom.
Should we read through all the satanic books that I have?
Yeah, you can show them.
No, I mean like for a stream, read through them.
Oh, yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be good content. Yeah, the Kevin Gates stream is coming.
Yo, Matt.
Yeah.
Put the stream on tile view. It's more Lindy.
Oh, Crespin is the master.
Put the what?
The webmaster.
Yeah.
Put it on tile view.
Tile view?
Yeah, like in the Jitsi. Like your screen.
In the Jitsi.
I don't think I can.
And don't have the Jitsi chat in it or anything, so that way we're all like lined up.
It's it runs itself. I can't change nothing about it.
Wait, the stream?
Yeah, you can't change any of it on the Jitsi stream.
Oh, are you using a Jitsi stream tool?
Yeah, so we're just streaming it through Jitsi. You can't.
I thought you were sharing your screen.
No.
Okay. It doesn't matter that much.
I would though. We could do that on Streamlabs.
Yeah. What some other stuff? We talked about car stuff.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about actually that would be like I would have some insight to put into it, but that would really be like a Connor Crespin collab stream. Is you guys talking about like car economics would be like actually insane if you guys like compiled notes and stuff.
For background, that's the last job I worked for a mechanic for like a year, and I did it for like my trade stuff in high school.
Yeah.
Should we talk about RONAY?
Maybe. No, never.
I would only want to talk about.
No,
literally the unnameable man.
Shut up.
I'd only
No. Stop. No, there's bad energy. The minute you do that, the worse.
Yeah. No, we don't need to be getting like lovely Robo.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, just like people like that in general, why they exist, where they come from.
We could talk about like. It'd have to be really graceful. It'd have to be like, this is how this internet phenomena works. This is people literally form cult. People literally form like cults of personality around like abused figures that like are like super like naive, almost like deliberately naive, because they literally just take beatings, and the most evil, sinister people. I mean, I do kind of want to talk about in general uh the dangers, I guess, of like online bullying and how that's turned into like a form of like occultism among just like I think not even just like Zoomers. It's been like a thing in general to just find
Like a
these
new
like
tribalism. It's like a matriarchal tribalism.
yeah. It's just finding it's just like a giant system of human like sacrifice.
It's run by
Uh,
the CIA too. It's all
yeah,
like backed by them.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Kiwi Farms is like a civilian intelligence project.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's Encyclopedia
Yo, dude,
Dramatica
I can
too.
see
They're they're connected to like the government as well.
Rational
Dude,
Wiki.
one of the
No, Rational Wiki is nah. They're good. I'm just kidding.
dude, one of the apartments like right next to mine, I always can see through their window, and because they have like a TV like facing right outwards, and one of their kids is fucking. They have the giant TV like on, and the kid's standing like directly in front of it
Yeah.
with his head like that, the screen just fucking staring at it.
Dude,
That's
there's
so
a
crazy. I don't know why kids fucking do that.
dude, there's a post on Instagram.
Me and my brother
Wait.
used to like watch TV together, and then like when it got like loud, it would like get us all like rowdy, and we'd start like hitting each other's pillows.
Connor, there's a post on Instagram. What drug has zero consequences? What drug can I do every day that feels very euphoric, no tolerance, I can look normal on, not addictive, isn't neurotoxic, is legal, cheap, and a cheat code to life? Surely there is a drug that meets these criteria and is also overlooked by everyone. Reddit, do your
DXM.
thing. DXM.
DX. You just take it. Okay, listen.
It's actually
either get-
not nerve.
It could. Yeah, it's not
It's not.
really. But if you're a completely clean guy, you take 430 grams of DXM before you go to bed. You will not sleep. By the way, you'll sleep for like maybe an hour. But you'll trip all night. The sleep that you get will be it'll feel like you slept like a million years and you woke up well rested. And then you
And you can see through
become
your
really
eyes
happy.
when you fall asleep.
Yeah, and the next day you'll be really happy. You'll wake up. You'll have energy. But if you abuse it, it fucks you up and turns you into a freak.
The only downside to that is your soul.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. By the way, we don't endorse any drug use except
No,
for
definitely not.
except for tobacco, alcohol, and if you have like a good job.
Tea, coffee.
Yeah,
yerba
if you have a good job, like you can do cannabis or whatever. But anything past that is like it's over.
If you're 45, you can use it, but if you're 25, you'll turn into a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, we're very yeah. Also, we're not soying over. You can drink coffee and stuff. Yeah, but you're not allowed to soy over like your little gadgets and shit that like help you live. It's so pathetic. You can't
Come
do
and
that.
ask the sheiks what's permissible and what's not.
You can do hookah.
Yeah,
You
hookah.
can't smoke cigarettes unless you're Egyptian. It's haram, but it's not really haram. Yeah.
Damn, there's another.
Oh yeah, cigarettes being like a
Yeah, Chris.
Turkish thing. People hating like the
Yeah,
secular
Preston.
Turkish Ottoman. Yeah.
I kind of want to. I don't know why. I think it'd be fun to try chewing tot one time.
This is just this is for the people watching. If you guys are falling asleep, I'm just helping to wake you up for a second.
I think-
Preston, you think it'd be cool to try chewing tot?
I would try it, but I don't think it's very good for you. It's probably like a little bit better
it's
for you than chewing tobacco.
probably got the same like general course as chewing coca leaves.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I would say so. It has this, like it's the same, bad for your mouth. Eventually, still like neurodegenerative.
All right. The stream has to end in like 5 minutes. real quick.
Because the boy is here.
Yeah, and I feel bad because we were doing the stream, but I wanted to catch up. Yeah, I mean, this was our first stream. This is our first stream. No one's gonna watch it except in maybe like a billion years.
The archivists.
Yeah, the lonely little archivers that keep history going are gonna watch this, and no one else. We mostly just rambled, but I promise we're gonna have like much more coherent streams. We were just kind of messing around and trying to get our foot in the door, before it's too late. Just get our foot in the door for a second, but it was fun.
Already over.
We're gonna try. I'm gonna try to do stuff with Connor. Gonna try to do stuff with Christian.
It's a full moon today.
Ooh.
I can see it. It's shining like right now. Big yellow.
Oh yeah, we'll have an astrology stream where we'll tell you guys your fate.
Do you think there's some symbolism in that, Matthew?
The full moon. I gotta ask Sheik.
You gotta play some Scream Fortress.
Well, actually, Matt, did you know that the position of the moon and why it's important and how many moons have passed determines the position of Allah? So in Ramadan, Allah is closest to the earth, but after that, he moves away.
Holy fucking shit! Is that real?
He has a location.
Do you like Salafis believe that and like no one else ever?
I think it's just normal Islamic theology. Just well, Allah has hands. You have hands, but the clock also have hands. They are not the same kind of hands.
On the day of judgment, your skin will jump off your body. It will testify if you cleaned it or not. Pretty underage Muslim now.
Your parents are going to see every time you beat your meat. If you are this,
Allah has caught you in 4K. Allah is doing phantom tax to all non-believers before sending them to hell forever, to burn in the fires forever.
Nah, bro. I got a roof on my head, bro.
Yeah,
Allah cannot see me.
You can't see me.
He can't see you, dude.
You can't see
If
me.
if you're in a yurt, he can't see you.
That's so funny. What was the other thing? There's another really funny joke that I can't remember.
When you pray, when you pray, Satan blows on your butt to make you think that you farted.
Dude, Shaitan is a weirdo.
Whenever Shaitan hears the call to prayer, he farts really loud so that he can fly away really quickly.
Yeah. Dude, that's actually so funny. They have like Skibidi. Islam is like Skibidi toilet.
Hey Matt,
Yeah.
my Sheik actually said if you start playing on monkey bars and you grab it with your left hand first,
You'll turn into a monkey.
your right hand is actually going to be holding on. It's actually going to be holding on to Shaitan's finger. It's me guiding you, bro.
That's probably that's real stuff. Allah has 2 right hands. He has like 1 shin.
He's a shin and 2 feet. He
he has a
stomps
shin
one
and
of the feet into the fire, and then Iblis will say,
Oh yeah. Allah will put all the non-believers in hell, and Iblis will say, "More, give me more," and Allah will give him more.
until we have run out of non-believers, and Allah will say, "No more," and put his feet into the fire. And then Iblis will say, "No more, no more." And then Iblis will create his world, but mirrored as Allah. And this is a world that you have to live in.
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like Minecraft. It's like the zombie pigmen are the people because
Yeah.
pigs are haram.
Yeah, and then when you beat the game and go to your creative world, everything's made out of jewels.
Yeah.
Everything's made out
Even
of
the toilet
diamonds.
paper.
Yeah,
Even the toilet paper is made of emeralds.
Yeah, there's big-eyed like anime angels like roaming around everywhere. The Hori or Horus, I think is what they're. I think they're literally called. There's like an Arabic word that sounds like identical to like whore. It's like the Hori.
Yeah, it's Hori.
Okay. The stream is about to end, but you get like a sneak peek.
Oh, all right.
You get a sneak peek if he says anything. If not, we're gonna end on like a sour note. You guys get to feel that.
That was a good little stream.
Yeah, definitely. Once again,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Nah, I gotta be more promising next time. Bring out some.
Same here.
I'm gonna bring out some gems, Matthew.
Oh yeah,
Fuck,
definitely.
dude, it's been
I'd like an
honestly it's been a
itinerary.
while. I really gotta get back on the saddle as far as discourse, dude. I've been like so much has gone unspoken, you know.
I can catch you up.
Yeah. Well, what get you keyed in?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
alright.
I can barely fucking hear you.
Is he talking?
I heard him be like, "Hello."
I forgot my mic is working.
It's
Do you
over.
have any words before?
Hear him typing.
What?
I don't know what you guys were talking about beforehand.
We're just talking
Just
about.
say anything. Or it's just we're getting our foot in the door.